This is what I like about you, Mike.
What do you like about Dad?
He's handy, he's resourceful, and he knows how to party too.
Yeah. What do you like about Ryan, Tad?
That he sounds like Andy, what's his name from Taxi?
What, Latka?
Yeah. Latka.
Latka.
He sounds like Latka.
Thank you very much.
I like him because he knows how to, whatever he just
Andy
said.
Kaufman, yeah.
He's kind of
Thank you very much. What do you like about me, Ryan?
I like the fact that you are a really good musician.
That's debatable.
And
right.
you know how to play video games very well.
Yep.
And you also like to party.
I do like to party. That's true. Do you know what I like about you?
What?
To me or him?
Ryan.
What?
Everything.
And what else do you like about me, Remy?
That we're going to start this great show, episode 133 on They Call Us the
like
Breeze, and there's only one way to do it, so let's get to it.
Okay.
Let's go!
Dive like fuck.
Well, hey guys, welcome into another edition of They Call Us the Breeze. That is Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. This one for February the 8th, the year of our Lord 2024, episode 133. Just out here chilling, man. Make sure you guys are out there checking out tigercagemedia.com for all the merchandise and the TikTok links. And
I got it back up, so you're going to be seeing a lot more of those.
Yeah, we had a little session yesterday, a little bro session, a little we did a little R&D, research and development for Dad out there. And sat around with our laptops. I played a little hooky yesterday, but got lots of stories to talk about. I got a lot of stories just pertaining to yesterday and last night, man. I mean, I don't feel 100%. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm sure you guys kind of notice that whenever I'm quiet on pre-show, it's either I'm thinking about something or trying to come up with something, or
maybe nothing at all.
Or maybe I'm just a fucking stain on the wall, dude. I'm just like, I'm not even a wallflower. A wallflower at least grows.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything else to talk about. And that's okay, Remy.
That's okay.
That's okay. We can just sit here.
We can just sit here. I like you very much. I ran out of stuff to talk about. Yeah, so we'll talk about that.
when we look at you with those Bill Murray eyes,
same sort of deal, guys. And also make sure you guys are out there watching us live every Thursday right around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just go to our YouTube channel, Tiger Cage Media, subscribe, ring that little bell for notifications.
Ding, ding,
that way you know when we do come on live. And, of course, if you can't catch us live every Thursday, you can get us every Monday wherever you get your podcast drip. Yeah, lots of big things coming up. We got Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday coming up here around the corner. Very excited.
Preceded by
I guess I'm going to come over here.
Saturday.
Yeah, and Dad's like, what are you doing for the Super Bowl? And I said, I'm nothing really. I don't.
Know what you're going to be doing now. You're going to be listening to all the golf that he did earlier.
So here's where I'm mad now, because you invited him out to golf at 10:40, which is fine because the Super Bowl don't even start till like 6:30.
Previously.
But he asked me, he said, what are you doing? I said, probably nothing. He goes, why don't you come over and watch the game? We'll smoke some ribs. And I was like, oh, when Dad smokes his ribs, bro.
I should have declined golf because I had already told him.
Golf is going to fuck up the whole me getting ribs things for the Super Bowl.
Man. Well, then Dad...
No, it's cool. I'd rather him go out and have a fun time with my friends and not smoke me ribs. That would be really cool. That'd be awesome.
How about that's awesome when you don't smoke him ribs?
Ryan's been doing this to me since I was 12 years old. I had these two buddies, Nate and Bill. We'd play guitars together. They'd show up and I'd be like, oh, what's up, guys? You guys want to jam? They'd be like, no, is your brother around? We're going to go boarding.
Just be cooler, idiot.
Skateboarding. I'm like, I'm not going to break my coccyx over, trying to be cool to you guys. I'm going to learn this goddamn Jimmy Page solo, and that's going to make me cool to you guys. So that was the route I always took.
Go fun busting your heads on concrete.
So now my damn idiot friends are going to take Ryan out golfing day of the Super Bowl, and I don't get no goddamn ribs. But you know what?
Whatever. Adam and Eve, man. There's a rib to be. There was a rib
Adam
story.
and Eve, not Adam and Steve. But it's also Adam and Steve. We're very inclusive.
Well,
over
what
here.
I'll do is I'll run it down with Mom and say, do you think you could do this if I set it up? And I'll tell her at the 3-hour mark, she's got to pull them and then put the butter, the brown sugar and the honey, and then wrap them and put them back in for 2 more hours.
But now I'm eating ribs with Catholic guilt because Mom was forced to start smoking them.
You know what's going to make it better? I'm going to drop Mayo and Will off at the house before I go over to Erica's place for the.
Well, no,
so
I
I'm
mean,
gonna drop off the carpool, man. You get to see your boys. You get to have your ribs.
Well, I could start.
Just let 'em
I
out.
could start them for the first 3 hours, and she won't have to touch them. And then I'll just say
It's not that big a deal. You don't have to worry about it. I wasn't like looking forward to it all week or anything. I just heard about it today, and in one ear and out the
and
other.
it got
and
trumped by golf.
and that's fine. And like I said, I like.
And it will, and
This
it'll
fall.
continue to because.
Well, Dad, I like for you to get out and go play some golf and do something other than sit
I
around
know,
here
yeah,
puttering around
I
the
quit
house.
playing golf for 12 years. So all of a sudden, Ryan's like,
And if it's with,
"Hey, you
and
want
if
to
it's
play
with
golf
people
with
I
us guys
trust,
over at work?"
If
And we
it's
did
with-
it for
yeah.
2 years. They talked me into buying a new set of woods, and then he quits that job, and we don't play golf ever again. for
now
2
if you
years.
were saying you were going with some random people that I don't know, I'd be like,
Well put.
whatever, fuck off. But you go hang out with my friends, and enjoy them the way I do, and I just want to extend that to you. So my gift.
and I'll have my ears open if they say anything negative about you. I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
They say it to him in front of his face.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, big show for you guys tonight. No big games or anything that we're going to play. Just a lot of talk for you. Got all sorts of shit happening in the news. Like I said, it's Super Bowl weekend coming up. All sorts of things just happened. We had the NHL break, and now we're back on hockey as of last
You guys
night.
won 7 out of 8, right?
I don't know exactly what happened there.
I think I heard something about 7 out of 8. I haven't.
What
I don't
leading
follow
into
them.
the All Star?
No, like after.
We were on a little bit of a streak there for a minute, but yeah. So hockey, football, everything, every little bit. And then just kind of, our lives in general. Me, my dad, my brother, that's what we do here. And this is episode 133 of They Call Us a Breeze. I'm speaking of feeling like kind of weird today and, kind of having a slow hour before the show where I wasn't as engaged as I might have been. I almost fucking called out today, dude. Like for the first time ever. I almost was just like, guys,
Really?
I'm not going to. Here's what happened to me. So you came over yesterday. I played a little hooky. That was fun, man, because we've been working on this video game. We talked about it last episode, guys. Progress is still rolling. We're still working on some shit. And I had Ryan follow me home from the podcast last Thursday. And we were going to do a little bit of work. And he was going to beta test my new version. And we got a little out of control within the first half hour. And Ryan didn't feel so well. So he took a nap on my couch. He threw up in my toilet, which is going to bring me into my next part. Because, I don't know how often you guys throw up anymore. But I had it happen to me last night. It's a very, very...
so you threw up last night too?
So yeah, some things happened yesterday. So like I said, we did a little hooky. Someone texted me at Tuesday while I was at work, and we had just opened, and I was having a little bit of a hard time, and I was a little bit of a mood. And normally I don't give up shifts, but if you catch me at the exact right moment, and this girl happened to catch me, she didn't know, she wasn't at work, but she texted me right around 4:30 and was like, "Hey man, I'll take your shift tomorrow night." And I was in like a bad mood at that moment. Like my day was not starting very well at work. So you catch me at that right moment? I was like, "Yep, it's yours." And Brian was working anyway. We were opening together. So I was like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "I'm off tomorrow." I was like, "You want to come over and do a redo, a makeup date, a little play date so we can get this right this time?" And he came over. He had his little MacBook Pro, and I had my little Lenovo. And we were at the bar. We had two little laptops hooked up. Mine was mirrored to one of the TVs. We were watching TV on the other TV.
That's the problem. You shouldn't be at a bar working. You
Well,
should
I
be
mean,
in-
I argue. I
Now,
argue
our
different.
creative juices yesterday were on point, dude. Like, he showed up, and I was already working on something. He flipped his little laptop open. He started working on some art that he's been working on, Bobby O'Shea water tower, which I was watching him do that. You guys are going to see what that's all about on TigerCaseMedia.com.
For all you guys, you voted on it.
And, yeah, we just been hanging out. And we were watching TV and stuff, and we knew we had the Lightning game at 7. It was the first game back since the All-Star break. And we were thinking maybe we'll watch that a little bit, but he wasn't planning on staying all night. He came over about, 1 o'clock he got over here? Mm-hmm. And so we started getting to work. We started doing some stuff. He was watching kind of how I build the game for a little bit. He was doing his thing. Then I swapped seats with him. I had the laptop hooked up to the TV, and he played the new beta version. It seemed like he enjoyed it. It seemed like you were having a good time.
No, it was awesome. I did like that game a lot.
Yeah. So, and then we did that, and then we were kind of winding down from work mode after about 4 hours, and he goes, "Oh, you know what, dude? We need to watch this show," because I've been meaning to watch this show, and I don't have Netflix anymore because they've clamped down on the Netflix sharing. So I used to use Ryan's, and now I don't have it. So I have not been able yet to watch Love on the Spectrum, and oh my God, is that show not the greatest fucking thing? So Ryan brings it over.
Oh my! the show Mom watches all the time?
I'm sure she watches it, dude.
I mean,
And
I sat
this is
down
old
and watched
news.
this
This
one
is kind of
guy.
old
I
news.
mean, but
People have been watching this.
I couldn't watch that like she does. I could watch a little bit in one character for an hour or whatever.
Oh,
on
it's
a
not even
date.
characters.
I
That's
think
the
they
problem. It's
actually
just real
even
people.
got married or whatever. But I was like, yeah,
Well, yeah,
I couldn't,
so
I
Ryan-
couldn't watch this day after day.
Ryan starts out season 2 on me, and I thought we were watching season 1. I wasn't sure. So we start out at season 2, and because he's been joking about it at work, and several people have been joking about it at work, and I feel a little left out. And I was going to pirate all the episodes, but he happened to be over, and we hit that wall where it's like, all right, no more real work is going to get done. We put in some work for about 4 or 5 hours, and he goes, "You want to watch it?" And I go, "Yeah, put it on, dude." And then we watched the whole
second season,
It
the
is
whole thing.
It's heartwarming that they can.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
And
and
for those of you
they're
guys-
on the high end of the spectrum.
Let's explain.
I mean,
Yeah. So Love on the Spectrum is a television show about people with autism that find love and go on dates and go to speed dating and whatever. And one would say, that's kind of exploitative.
they're very functional with their autism.
And they would say someone would say that's pretty Well, damn what did I say, Ryan? Every time a new character came on to start, I go, that guy's not. Sorry, I'm going to say the R word a couple times here. I can't help it. I was like, that guy's not retarded. He's faking it, dude. Like and Ryan's just like, just watch. And I'm like, no, he looks normal.
Well,
he's just a
autism's
little.
not mental retardation.
No, I know that, but at the same time, I was like, I don't see anything going on in this first 5 minutes of the character debut. And then he's just like, just wait. And then it goes for like another 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay.
But there are
I
some of
see it
those with
now.
Downs on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Kate?
because they ask
But
specifically,
those
what do you
people-
have?
those
like,
people seem very-
Welber or something else, and it's like.
Those people seem to be high functional as well. You know what
Well,
I mean?
and what
Yeah.
we talked about a lot was the fact that they do not have that extra layer of worry,
Oh, yeah.
like us, like
Yeah,
like
like
we
trying to
they live
impress
so much
somebody.
freer.
or in the future about finances, or what's the
True.
president,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
the next president. They just live in their
And today,
today, and
Live
they
for today.
and then they also are very articulate in the way that they don't mumble.
Yeah, they
very-
they don't say fuck every 3 words like we do
Yeah,
because
like
we're
trash
dumb
talk.
and we're,
I mean-
they everything they have to say is well thought out.
and it's
very
to the
articulated.
point.
Right.
And in the first dates, when they decide that this isn't the right thing for us, they will
So,
tell each other right there at dinner. They'll be like, "I don't think that we
And
are
they're
hitting
not
it off."
offended
And
by
it's
it.
like,
No,
I mean,
'cause
they
they
don't have the emotions that we have.
Yeah, it's true. And so Ryan and I we were doing it so good, dude. We were sitting here watching. We watched the entire season 2. And then he goes, all right, you want to watch season 1? And I go, wait, that wasn't season 1? You started me off? Who starts somebody off on a second
"Oh, I
season?
totally
And then so we started
messed
watching
with
season
his
1, and
world.
then he dipped. But while we were watching season 2, we were having such a great time. And honestly, I was laughing harder over our commentary on it. We were doing kind of like the Manning cast. So we were watching the show, but we were commenting and pausing and making some pretty badass jokes. And I was like, you know what, dude? I think we might have to record this. We might start, Ryan and I were talking, we might start this new thing on YouTube, the Tiger Cage Media channel, and Dad can come over for one, but we put our mic packs on and we just watch an episode of a reality show we haven't seen before and just see how terrible it is, and then you get our live reaction. So that might be coming up in the
But
works.
not
We'll
that
see.
show. I don't want to.
Yeah, not that show.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't wanna say
But yeah, so
anything
anyway,
negative.
I almost fucking called out today, dude, because I was you left right around like 8 o'clock, 8:30. And then around 8:45, 9 o'clock, I ordered some Papa John's. I ate some pizza. I had some delicious chocolate brownies that they had. And ate about a whole medium pizza.
Yeah.
And then I felt fine.
you ate basically a pizza with red sauce and light cheese, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Weirdo.
Making
That's
fun of
how
me.
he orders his pizzas, by the way.
Extra sauce, light cheese.
No
Extra
pepperoni,
sauce.
sausage,
Well, no,
onions,
Dad.
no, I
mushrooms.
get a
Dad.
topping. I choose a topping like mushroom, pepperoni, or sausage. I choose one topping for each pizza.
And then he goes, special
Extra
instruction,
sauce.
extra red sauce, light cheese.
on the cheese. So you can't even see cheese in some cases. You're
What
just
are we
eating.
doing, Jerry? That's not a pizza.
Yeah, so I did that again last night. I got a mushroom and I got a sausage. I ate
It's
my
a fucking
pizza.
Chicago deep
This
dish.
is now like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I decide I'm going to crawl into bed, put some TV on, and
Can
just
I have
relax a little bit.
A bowl of tomato
marinara
sauce.
sauce with a little bit of cheese.
And maybe
Cooked at
that has-
350 degrees with a little
Yeah,
bit
maybe
of,
once your body got lateral, all that red sauce
Maybe
just
that
started
has something
shaking
to do.
around like the Red
So what-
Sea.
So what
So
happens?
have you tried all the mics to make sure they work?
I have not. There's 2 still in box. You and Ryan's are
You
still
haven't
in
tried
box.
them to see if they
but they're
work?
the same exact one as
Doesn't
mine.
mean they work.
We'll test them out before we actually come over and we do something with them. But anyway, yeah. So it's about 9:30. I eat, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna crawl into bed, watch some TV. I might have passed out within the hour, and then I woke up at 2:30, and I felt like I had the flu. I don't know what was happening. Like I was shivering, all my joints ached, everything was fucking like, my head was foggy as shit, and I started feeling fucking ill, and I'm like, dude,
Like
don't
me
do
last
it.
week.
Don't do it. And I was like, yeah, you might have to just go do it, bud, because you're gonna feel better afterwards. And I went into the bathroom. I did my thing real quick. This is like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Did my thing, and there's no cool way to do it. You always feel so vulnerable and so stupid whenever you're doing it, but just blowing the chunks. Then I get back into bed, and I'm like, all right, let's relax, let's chill. And I don't know, I felt like I got the flu all of a sudden, and I couldn't have been hung over because I only had 13 beer all day, which is like
and that's
nothing.
not that bad of beer.
I saw that text from you. 4
Like
beers
I
for
saw like
Toby.
13 beer all day, which is like nothing over 8-9 hours. You know what I mean?
But then you layer a little nice red red sauce on it.
So I don't know what happened, man, but I was just like, I was hating my life. And like I said, my nose was clogged. My joints were like stiff. I woke up today. Everything was fine. Now I slept till noon, and I woke up. Everything was fine. Everything feels fine. I'm like, what was going on? Did I just hit like the worst hangover of my life? I have not thrown up. I don't throw up very often,
Dude,
at all.
it's
maybe
because-
once every year or two I'll throw up. The last time I threw up was like, the second last time I threw up was maybe 4 years ago. And then remember when I was at Gabby's house and you were over and Danielle was over, and that was a big night. I was going both. I was out the back end and out the front end at the same time. I had the garbage can. It was nasty. But I haven't thrown up since, and funny enough, it was a year ago this week.
Yeah, you know what's happening, right?
I closed on
you're
my
putting
house.
poison in your body, and it's resisting it, and it just wants to get it out as fast as possible, both ends.
I
night,
closed on my house the
We're
day.
just gonna flush the system, Jerry.
The last time I threw up, I closed on my house the day after Valentine's Day. The 15th is when I got the keys to this house that I've been living in. Before that, when my offer
February a year ago.
Yep.
Really?
So when my offer got accepted, though, at the beginning of February, I remember going to work. I remember drinking a couple beers when I got off work, and then I wasn't really in a drinking mood, so I maybe had like 3 or 4 beers, and then I went to bed. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night. Excuse me. And then I just thought about the fact that I just signed paperwork and I was about to be a homeowner, and everything like hit me real fucking hard, and I went white, and I was like sweating because
that's called a panic attack, bro.
well, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I just made a very, very big investment, and this shit's like, oh shit, hold up, let's see what's going on here.
You had a panic attack.
I just made a very big investment, and it just like all hit me at the same time. So I ran into the bathroom in my little apartment and threw up, and that was the last time I threw up. It wasn't even from drinking. It wasn't anything. So yeah, I almost called out today, man. I just wasn't feeling good. But I woke up. I spent an hour watching the news, listening to the radio, smoke a little bowl, have a cigarette or two.
Have 3 beer over
I was
here.
like, all right, okay,
I am
let's
going to the bathroom.
let's go. No, we are taking a break, and we'll be right back with Celebrity Birthdays. Dad is
I got a
only
question for you though.
1 point ahead. Yes.
So since you're off Sunday
Yeah.
and you're not doing anything,
You want me to come over and smoke the ribs? Yeah, they ain't gonna
no,
taste as good.
no. I had just got and I didn't even think of this until I asked you. Did you check those microphones out? We could it probably won't be busy on Sunday. We could probably rent a third
I
cart.
beg to differ,
You could
but-
drive
Oh, I'm
behind
not-
us.
yeah, I'm not-
If he
and we
wants
could,
to,
and we can mic both golf carts.
No, we have too many guys on the field, not enough mics. This is a bigger situation. If we were going to
I was
start,
going to say, if you want to
if
drive,
we do
and
something
hang
like
out,
that, it's going to be you two playing each other
call.
head to head, and me running around with you. And
You
it'd be
don't,
more
you don't want to
controlled.
do it like
Not for our first time. Guys,
Okay.
it's They Call Us the Breeze. We'll be right back with Celebrity Birthdays, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Bye-bye.
When I get a serious craving for something I want to eat, I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat.
Maybe.
I need some pizza. Every time I want that pizza, I go to David's Pizza.
David's Pizza, 209-477-2677.
Pizza.
October 11th, October 12th, and 13th, and 14th, I was intoxicated.
And
All
February
of those
8th.
days, I was drunk. I'm drunk now. I'm drunk right now.
Let's get drunk. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back in. They call us a breeze. That's Bravo Romeo Echo Sierra live here in the Tiger Cage. Episode 133. This one for February the 8th, the year of our Lord 2024. Out here chilling, man. This episode is brought to you by David's Pizza. Y'all already heard it. Y'all already know it.
David's Pizza.
That's right, guys, and thank you so much for David's sponsorship tonight. You usually hear about Giovanni's Pizza and the Rigatoni Brothers Pizza and this and that, and you never really hear David's Pizza. But I will tell you right now, some of the best pizza I have ever had.
David's Pizza.
That's right. We thank them for our sponsorship today.
Thank you, David.
Absolutely.
It must
guys,
have been a recipe passed down.
It was, probably from David Senior to David.
Yeah.
It's,
And that's pretty much it.
Hey, what are you doing?
David's
You don't
damn
put that
I-
much sauce on it. David,
David's
I
damn
told you.
Irish Catholic, and he's trying to fucking
David O'Callahan.
He's out here making
Pizzas.
David
I
O'Callahan's
was in the
Pizza.
wrong voice then, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
we're out here.
David.
We're out here chilling, guys. It's celebrity birthdays time. A little celebrity birthdays. Ryan almost fucking swept last week, and he got a double bubble. So Dad
Yeah,
Here
whatever.
it goes. I told you to have it
Dad
this
went
week.
from a 5-point lead over the last few weeks to a 1-point lead last week, and
You
he
know
has,
the thing that's missing from the
367.
start of the start of this segment to what's going to happen after this round of birthdays is the bell. Ding 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 ding
I ain't
ding.
hear no
ding.
bell.
Ring that, dude.
I ain't hear no bell. Well, let's
There's
get
gonna
into
be a
it,
bell
guys.
ring and
Celebrity birthday is February 8th. Here we go. Let's see how
Knock
lucky
you
Dad
out.
can be.
Happy birthday! Yay! Happy fucking birthday!
There's no birthday barbecue here.
Little power swig here.
no, that's some Muhammad Ali, man. I'm gonna be floating.
Let's get drunk. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
All right.
All right. Well, we got celebrity birthdays today for February 8th. Very good list. Honestly, there was like 3 I had on the list, and they lost to other people. It was a gauntlet today. A lot of famous birthdays. So happy birthdays to those that did not make it on the list today. But the first guy we have up for you tonight, Ryan, avert your eyes, you pervert. This guy, God, movies would not be the same without this man. Because, movies are awesome, but if you don't get that score right, if you don't get that symphony,
John
bro,
Williams.
Let me finish.
Music.
This guy wrote music for E.T. This guy wrote music for Jurassic Park.
Jaws.
He did Jaws. He did Saving Private Ryan. He did, Indiana Jones. He did
I think
Star
Harry
Wars.
Potter, too.
There are college courses taught on this man's ability to write a goddamn score for a movie, and yeah.
I've always wondered how they come up with. Not they're
they,
writing
this-
scores and everything.
this
And
one
so
guy.
did they watch like not? And I'm sure. Yeah, I mean those are big. Da da da. And E.T. as well.
E.T.
And
yeah. Everything,
so I'm
dude. This guy,
thinking
Jurassic Park, man. Come on.
So I'm thinking, do they just like watch a screenplay for it and then pipe it back?
Well,
in,
yeah,
tape-
you watch it back.
But yeah, you watch
It's
when
like
you go in.
Technically, how
he
it's
probably
done.
goes in and he sees
the
like
film.
an opening treatment of the film, and he sits down with probably like an electronic keyboard.
He sees the final cut,
and he
without
plays some
any
piano
music.
around and just
right.
fucking does whatever.
I'm wondering,
and then he builds these orchestras and symphonies to play all this shit. But a very happy birthday nonetheless goes out to Mr. John Williams. It's going to be Dad up first on this one. Now think about it. Composer, man. He's been out since Jaws,
Yeah,
baby.
so I'm guessing he's like a 70-year-old guy.
Out since Jaws and
Or-
smart enough to make
he's
fucking
probably
scores.
84.
84.
I'm gonna go 85.
Ryan's going to get it. He is 92 today. John Williams. God damn. Yeah,
There's
he's
actually
retired. He's
there's
retired now.
Dude, there's a composer. I took a class in college, and they have a book with the CD. So we talked about it throughout the whole semester, and we went from the Baroque period to whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Renaissance, all that. There's a composer that sounds exactly like John Williams, so I'm wondering if maybe he got influenced.
Pre-John Williams?
Yeah,
or
this guy was like
post-John Williams?
1800s.
Okay, so I mean, the guy obviously listens to classical music, and that's where he gets a lot of his
And there's one
taste.
composer that it sounds exactly like you're at Universal Studios, like in a Jaws ride. And
Well,
I'm like,
if you are at Universal Studios, odds are 80% of the music you're hearing
is like
is all by John Williams.
Yeah,
like
100%.
literally every fucking ride. Okay, here we go. Next birthday we have up for you. It's going to be Ryan's turn on this one. God, I'm not sure if I still would, but she played the lovely Claire on Back to the Future 3. She played Robert Doback's wife, the mother of Brennan Huff, and the stepmother of Dale Doback on Step Brothers. She's been in all sorts of shit. She was on Four Christmases.
She's even in Four Christmases. Yeah,
She's on Four Christmases. She's the gift that just keeps on giving, and goddamn,
really does.
And like I said, I just don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
I still
you
would.
would.
You read the age though, and you're like, I don't know if I would. But looks wise, I mean, yeah, I would. All right, very happy birthday goes out to Mary Steenberg. And
She's probably 71.
Ryan's gonna say 71.
2.
Someone got the double bubble. Ryan got the double bubble. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I'm 2 down. I'm 2 down.
You're back under, Dad. You're back under for the first time in a long time. All right, third birthday we have up for you, and Dad's gonna go up first. This guy plays Chris. This guy plays Chris on Family Guy. Little leprechaun redhead. He's been in Robot Chicken. He does work for Mandalorian and Marvel movies nowadays, and Star Wars and the DC and all that stuff. But he started out playing a little kid brother. And I was watching an episode of Tales from the Dark Side the other day, which was mid to late 80s, and he was a little kid in that episode. That was a good one. His dad was all abusive and shit, and he's like a little kid that keeps like looking under his bed, and he's got monsters in the closet, and he knows they're there, and the dad's like, shut the fuck up, kid. And these are Tales from the Dark Side. This is fucking 80s like Twilight Zone-esque episodes that are one-off episodes, and he's the little kid. He's like, there's a witch in the closet. Dad's like, shut the fuck up. And then guess what happens at the end of the episode? Dad comes in to yell at him, and the witch comes out and fucking kills Dad. Cut to Seth Green, little kid in black, at his daddy's funeral because Dad wouldn't listen. There was monsters in his fucking closet. All right, very happy birthday goes out to Chris from Family Guy, Mr. Seth Green. Sound like Kermit. Sorry. All right, Dad's gonna be up first on Seth.
Dad,
Now,
your favorite show was Greg the Bunny. You remember?
You would know him the most as Scotty from Austin Powers.
Yeah, the
Dr.
little
Evil's redhead
son.
son. Dude, I have a gun in my room right now. We'll go up. We'll get him. We'll kill him. Blam. You just don't get it, do you, Scott? You just don't get it.
But not the little mini-me.
No, but like his son, who was like, and they went on Jerry Springer together, and he's like, my dad's an evil
Well,
tirade.
probably 54.
He's going to say 54.
Well, he's not.
Go for it.
That's
Go
a
for
good
it.
one. 54? I'm going to say 52.
No, Ryan's going to get closer because he is 50 today.
Oh, I was going to go 50, man.
Happy birthday goes out to Seth Green.
Boy, I'm getting.
He's probably
I'm
throwing a
getting nice.
sick party tonight,
Yeah,
dude.
we're going back down.
He's probably throwing a gnarly party
I'm throwing
tonight.
up goose eggs right now.
Going down. Well, there's no sweep until there's a sweep. And Ryan's up next on this guy. Fucking old curmudgeon-y bastard. Played in some action movies back in the day. Kind of has this surfer hair still. He's not...
Sean Penn?
I get him and Gary Busey confused sometimes, but this guy was a little
Nick
bit more of a
Nolte?
hard ass. Yeah, very happy birthday goes out to Nick Nolte. I'm
Your
looking
turn
like
first?
Santa Claus.
It's probably like 74.
74. Dad'll get it. 83 today, Nick Nolte. 83. Dad gets the one up on there. All right, you avoided the sweep.
I'm with him one.
You're on first.
I could tie it up.
You're on deck for this next one.
You could. You have to hit.
This guy is the lead singer of an 80s hair band, probably one of the most influential and biggest 80s hair bands.
What
They're
do you
still
guys
touring.
considering a hair band?
Like
Poison.
Cinderella,
Guns N'
stuff
Roses.
like
just
that.
long hair
80s
guys.
where
Def
they all
Leppard.
dressed up and they might have put some makeup on and wore some spandex, but they played hard rock.
Spinal Tap.
This guy now, he was lead singer, blonde guy of this very influential and infamous fucking hair band. Now they still tour and I have heard nothing but bad things about how they lip sync, and there's an audio track playing behind them, and this guy, the lead singer's fat as fuck now. He's a little piece of shit. Very happy birthday goes out to, nonetheless, the lead singer from Motley Crue, Mr. Vince Neil.
68.
Fat little troll.
I'm going to go 69.
Dad said 68. Ryan said
69.
69!
he's actually 63, so Dad gets that one.
Tie ball game.
Happy birthday!
They're all tied up after 5 innings.
There's no birthday party for you here.
Little fat piece of shit nowadays, dude. Yeah, I heard. Did you guys hear any of that? Like on this last tour that they came out with, they were like, "Oh yeah, you can," and like radio DJs have isolated like the vocals from just his performance and put it out there, and it is hilarious how bad he sings nowadays. It's all backup tracks, everything. Nikki Sixx is still out there. Tommy Lee's still playing drums. The guitar player, oh god, I can't remember his fucking name. Mick Mars. He stopped touring with them, but they have some new guitar player out there, and man, from all I've heard is that it's just shit.
They probably
dog shit.
They
They're just
probably
trying to
have
catch in.
they've
Cash
backed, yeah, they've backed themselves into like a little tiny hole where it's like they're expecting a certain lifestyle, and it's like
I think
Ryan,
the
if you
thing
saw
is,
some of the photos that I
after
saw,
you guys blew all that
Well,
money up your noses,
I think the
and
thing
now
is
you realize
when
you need to
start
keep
out,
doing
you
this.
know, like the Eagles or anybody else, and Motley Crue probably follows the same thing. When you're like just a bunch of new guys getting together, and it's
On the
like,
Santa
yeah,
Monica
we got
Strip.
something.
yep, Santa
We
Monica
got
Strip.
something going here.
Yeah.
And then you have that energy for a couple years, and it's like,
And then Nirvana takes over and just ruins the fucking
well,
rock scene.
not competition, but I mean, you
No,
know,
Nirvana came out and fucking.
I mean, he was
Nirvana came out. They were tired of the fucking makeup and the long hair and the spandex, and they were like, "We're gonna dress in flannel and jeans, and we're gonna play rock and roll. We're tired of this hairband shit. We're gonna start a movement called grunge." And then everything shifted to grunge, and MTV wasn't playing Cinderella videos anymore. They weren't playing Poison videos. They weren't playing Rat. They weren't playing fucking Motley Crue anymore. They were playing fucking Soundgarden and Nirvana.
Dude,
and
case in point, next week's host for SNL is Shane Gillis.
Really?
Right.
Good for him.
Good for him, but
That's
also
crazy.
you're now realizing that SNL is dialed in week by week on who they're gonna get for.
Oh
host.
yeah, no,
like, it's not
they've
necessarily
always been that way.
like
That's how
yeah.
they play the game, dude.
But it's not necessarily like, oh my God, there's Chevy. It's like, well, this is Shane Gillis. He's been blowing up. He's on everyone's feed. Let's go ahead and put him on this. I wonder how he's going to do. I mean, he might do really well. I don't know.
he'll
You
laugh.
know-
He'll
you know-
laugh a lot. He'll break character a lot.
Yeah, he probably. That's what I'm like. Oh, Shane Gillis. What?
And I also think
Or
probably
this Saturday, I guess.
a lot of the problem is, okay, look, you got that enthusiasm and energy for 2 years, and let's take, and I'm just going to keep going back to the Eagles because I'm very familiar with them, you know.
Right.
But I mean, after like playing Lion Eyes and Take It Easy 1,000 times on tour, you know, over a period of 7 years, it's just like, and I don't know how long Motley Crue cruised, 5 years maybe or something.
I like it.
That's good.
You know, probably 5 years or 7 or 8 or whatever. I mean, there's
At their height, when women were throwing fucking
7
bras
year,
and pants.
8
Yeah,
year.
probably about 7, 8 year there.
yeah, from beginning to be popular till you're at the top of the charts with
and then you start
and
falling
it's
down because of grunge. And yeah, I mean,
okay, yeah.
Well, I
you
think-
know, I'm kind of getting tired of this.
Well, I
I
think
mean,
the
I
big
had
thing-
a lot of energy year 1 through 4, and we came out with an album in 5, and that carried me over for another.
have you ever seen the
13
movie?
months.
Have you ever watched the movie, The Dirt?
No.
Motley Crue. It's got
But it's got a
actors.
wear on
It's
you,
got
right?
young actors
So,
that are playing them.
it's
a biopic, however you say it. It's young actors playing Motley Crue, and they're talking. And it's a movie about like how they got started and everything like that. It's actually pretty fun.
Well, just
I-
like
I
that
was-
video when you moved to Nashville, and we watched those guys on that train.
Yeah.
Nothing-
Oh,
not
yeah.
related.
It's
Not
it was
related
the Eagles
whatsoever, but
and,
I mean, 7
But no,
or
to
5
your
or 6
point,
or
I was
7
telling-
years of that, it
I was-
gets old. You
I was
know
telling
what I mean?
Remy about this. I go, you know,
You
it's
got
like,
to, where do you take showers? Where do you sleep? You know?
it gets boring. It gets boring, and
Well, you got to play the same 20 songs every fucking
again,
night.
but
Well,
those- those
that was
people-
my point with the
Hold on,
Eagles.
let
You're
Ryan go.
playing
Let
the
Ryan go.
same.
But those people, the bands, the athletes, the whatever, the entertainers that like are able to find comfortability in boredom are the people that separate amateurs from professionals. Like those hair bands, They probably got bored after 3 years, and they just. Why do you think they broke up as quick as they did? They were like,
why do you think they drank
bored.
so much Jack Daniels and so much cocaine?
Well, it would be much
the people
more,
that like, hey, I can go ahead and just keep playing these songs, and I'll keep selling out arenas, and I'll keep doing
But it
this
would be
because
much-
this is what.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, you're talking about singles like, say, Toby Keith, or say Tim McGraw.
Take a drink, boys.
But
Yeah,
you're not
too
talking
soon.
about bands.
Kobe.
Bands are a whole different. If you're the draw, and you're Alan Jackson, and I'm using country guys.
I know. We knew you were going to.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Then you just, if you got to replace a guy, or Zach Miller, if you got to replace a guy, you just got to find a new fiddle player that can sing.
That's true.
And you just got to find a fiddle. All you got to do is find a fiddle player that can sing because he's your employee.
That's true.
I mean, the bands that.
I feel like we're just I feel like we're veering down a road of just talking about country music, and there's no reason to be
No,
doing this
the
'cause
Beatles.
We're
I mean,
just
the
coming
Beatles.
off of talking about Motley Crue on celebrity birthdays. Now we're talking about fucking.
All right, so the Beatles
Alan
when
Jackson.
they
I mean,
when they
they're-
played
they're-
Rocky Raccoon.
I'm done. Done.
No.
Done.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a 4-man band like the Beatles or whatever,
Dad
I mean,
will always find a way to talk about the Eagles and about country music, no matter what we're talking about.
Go
No, I'm
up,
just kidding. I'm just giving you
go
shit,
up,
dude.
stand up, take a bow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Before we get out of here on the halftime break, I just want to give a little shout out to my little Benny. You know what Benny hasn't done? You know, speaking of me not throwing up in a year, and the last time I threw up was when I found out I had closed on my house.
Benny
And then last night. You know what else hasn't happened in a whole year? And it started happening 2-3 nights ago, and I'm so I can't tell you guys how excited I am and happy about it. Since I have moved into that house, Benny has not once slept in bed with me. And I miss him curling up on my fucking blanket, and he picks his side of the bed.
Probably because you smell.
Or
like
he
a
lays in
goddamn bar.
between, or he lays in between my legs. You know, he lays on top of the blanket, but he finds that spot in between my knees, and I'm laying like on my back or something like that. This motherfucker used to sleep in bed with me every day when I lived in my apartment downtown. That's where I got him. That's where I raised him. And then we moved on to our big adventure in our new house. Since we moved into our new house a year ago, he has not once been caught on my bed when I walk into the room. He doesn't join me in bed. He doesn't do. And I get so sad because I'm like, dude, this is like our best time to just snuggle. And sometimes I literally beg him every night. Like, hey man, you want to come fucking, okay, never mind. The last 3 nights, he has been sleeping in between my legs again. And then, I'm a spinner when I sleep. I wake up like 3 different times. I move to my left side. I move to my right side. And if you wake up and he's in between your knees, you got to pull your legs out real slowly so you don't disturb him, and then flip over to your side. And then he'll get up for a second. Or I'll like pet him because I don't know if he's there or not. And I'll like reach my hand out in the dark, and I'll see if I can find him down by my legs. And he gives out a little meow. And then he's like, Dad, I'm here. Don't drunk kick me in the face. Whatever you do, like, I'm here. If you want to switch your body, pull your legs out, switch your body. And man, it's
do you
just
have
been
one of those
so...
little lights in the wall?
No, I don't keep a nightlight. Sometimes the TV will be on the Roku purple screen because whatever I fell asleep watching turns off. You know what I mean? So you got that purple screen for the Roku that, like, you know what I'm talking about. It has all the buildings, the main loading purple screen of Roku. So yeah, so sometimes that'll be on, and that's a big nightlight. But yeah, so man, over the last 3 nights, I just
Let me ask you a question.
If Benny's out there listening to me, buddy, I love you, and I'm glad you're finally hanging out with me during sleep again.
How would he be listening? Did you tune in
I
to
leave it on.
YouTube
I leave
before you
YouTube
left?
on. Yep.
How much does he weigh?
There's my dad.
He's now he's gonna hit 3 years old in July, but he's got, his head is smaller than his body. His body's pretty big. He's got a body of a little panther. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just been fucking...
How much do you think he weighs?
Well, sometimes if like last night after I threw up, I get back in bed, and I guess me getting up in that fit of rage and throwing the blanket off, he ran under the bed, and then I got back in bed after throwing up, and I wasn't feeling very good. I put the blanket back on me. I said, hey, buddy, hey, you want to come lay back in between my legs?
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
Say, kitty, kitty, kitty,
All
kitty,
he
kitty.
did was he jumped on the bed and just stood on my goddamn stomach.
Yeah.
Right after I got done throwing
Now,
up.
does
And
he give
weighs,
off? Does
he
he
weighs
give
a
off
little bit?
Does he give off a lot of body warmth too? Because I'm getting to.
They do.
I'm getting what I'm getting to is a monster that claws into my bed every day.
No, yeah. No,
And
I
this
mean,
guy
it's
doesn't
not
even
like
claw
that.
into his bed. He punches you in your gonads also with his fucking. Douche.
Yeah, this one.
Good morning, Dad.
Well, if you look right here,
6:30.
if you look
I just
right-
hit you in your nuts. You got to throw up.
You see
Yeah.
that right there on that foot right there? That was him. I do this weird thing sometimes where I will be sleeping and my legs are under the comforter, and if I can't fall back asleep, I do this weird a foot shake. I like tap my foot back and forth.
He's going for it.
And it's under the blanket, so he doesn't know what the fuck that is. And he's like, what the? And he fucking shot his claws down to catch whatever it was, and it happened to be my ankle. And yeah, so I got a little blood.
Mom used to play that game with Cammy all the time.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah,
tried it
something
with
about
Louis.
something about distracting him
Louis
under the
did
blankets.
did it
I
a
don't
couple
know.
times, and then he was like,
I'm just really
okay.
happy that my boy is now like back to sleeping with daddy, and I like that, and that makes me feel good because we don't get to spend a whole lot of time together during each day. I got work I got to do, he's got eating and shit, and he's got to do, and then we, I go to work, and so it's nice. I've been waiting this whole year for him to fucking get into the bed and thank God he finally started doing it 3 nights ago.
Your friend
And-
came back.
And hopefully last night didn't scar him because last night was wild. And he was like, dude, can we just
He's
get
like,
some
"This
sleep? Can we
isn't
get
why
some,
I
can we get
do
some
this,
fucking
Dad."
sleep, please?
That's why I sleep under the bed.
Guys, they call us the breeze. We're going to take a quick little halftime break. Don't go anywhere because we're running out. I mean, there's still plenty of shit on the board that we haven't even talked about. It's going to be a packed show, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys episode 133 of They Call Us a Breeze.
Everything.
See you.
Later.
You're still on meth, Cheryl. Shut up.
Well, hey guys, welcome in. Segment 3 of They Call Us the Breeze. That's Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. Episode 133, out here chilling. Just doing a lot of bullshit talking today. It's had a nice round of celebrity birthdays past one, so make sure you guys are out there watching YouTube and subscribing to Tiger Cage Media on YouTube and ringing that little bell for notifications.
Ding, 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 ding.
But otherwise,
ding,
you
ding,
can catch us
ding.
every Monday wherever you get your podcast drip. And if you want a really cool t-shirt, the Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra t-shirt that I'm wearing right now.
Hey,
just
I
go
got
to
a cooler one.
TigerCageMedia.com. You can pick that up for you and your loved ones. And we're just out here hanging out, man. Just out here bullshitting. I'll tell you what, when I came to and I was good for that hour and a half before I came over here, and all the death had left my body, whatever was going on the night before. Well, not gonna get too graphic, but man, I laid one the size of my fucking forearm, dude, uninterrupted. I got scared. You ever get scared? The size of it?
You took a pretty big.
Pretty big dumper. Yeah. Shit
yeah.
was the size of my goddamn forearm, dude.
Thought you lost half your body weight.
Has it ever reached up and touched you on your butt cheek?
So
and you're like,
this,
"Ooh."
I'm not even kidding. This thing fucking curled at the bottom hole. It stuck out past the
soft
water.
serve ice cream.
It stuck out past the water, and it touched
the bowl.
It touched the side of the bowl in front of my boys and my granddad. And the shit.
Did
was
you
the
do one of those
size
where like
my
you got up and you're like,
forearm.
is anyone here to watch this?
Dude, I almost took a picture of it. I almost took a picture and sent it to you. And that's not something I do very often.
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, geez.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Well, normally, you drink a lot.
I prefer that
you
you
drink a
don't.
lot of alcohol. You live a lifestyle like I do. You don't. It's few and far between you get a good solid in there. Man, this guy was like, I'm up. He was outside the water. He was like, them salamanders. That
Did it make you want to go down to the park and run because you felt lighter?
Well, they show you those pictures back in the science books of how we all like descended from those little lizards, and then they show you that picture of that one lizard that's crawling half out of the water. That's what this motherfucker looked like. I was like, I flushed it immediately. I was like,
all that pad
Back
thai.
to where you came
this
from.
thing is evil, bro. This thing was the size of my goddamn forearm, uninterrupted.
And he was living in your body for a half a day.
Oh my lord, yeah.
Or
yeah.
overnight.
Well, hey guys, that's the kind of stuff we talk about here on They Call Us the Breeze.
Not generally. But
Not generally, but yeah, I was just very proud of my movement. I was
damn
very
it,
proud
I just
of it.
turned somebody on to the show this week.
So I had
They can watch it live today.
exactly.
Chad's dad
Well,
from Ohio.
Hopefully, Chad's dad's enjoying
Joe, if
shit
you're
talk.
taking big dumps like we're taking big dumps,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's Joe.
Any big dumps out there, just make sure you call our hotline, 1-800 blah blah blah.
Shout out to
blah.
Joe if he's watching.
And then also thank you to our sponsor today is David's Pizza.
David's Pizza.
Yeah, thank you for our sponsorship. Keeping the breeze alive. You guys make sure if you guys want to sponsor the show, make sure you go out and email JTPar at they call us the breeze at //tigercagemedia.com.
Mac, if you want your
What
if
up,
you want a
council?
rapping,
I am
done on
JT
your car.
Parr.
JT's out there answering all your inquisitive emails about sponsoring the show, so make sure you guys are out there sponsoring us like David's Pizza today.
David's Pizza.
Yeah, we out here.
What's it cost to Mac to wrap Mac's car?
What?
Mac's
To wrap-
racing car.
Can we wrap Max racing car
You'd have
in
to ask Chatter Joe. I have no idea.
David's Pizza.
Yeah, I feel like David's Pizza could sponsor him for sure.
Or the breeze, and just have our logo of our faces.
Tiger Cage.
Just our faces
Right
right
around
there.
where the roll bars are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's put our faces. We already talked about this, I think, at one point.
We'll
on the
get him the
podcast.
onesie too, man. We'll do like a jumpsuit for him as well.
Yeah, I believe we've
They
Fire.
already have
hypothesized
onesies.
on where to put our cartoon heads on the side of his fucking car. But yeah, we're out here chilling. I had I ran into a guy that used to work with us back in the day, and older guy, a little bit older than me, maybe 10 years older than me, British guy, white hair, thinks he's Elvis. Really great guy named Luke, and he used to work with us. He was shady as shit. He would drink on the job. He got fired and shit. But one thing I did know
Maybe
about
I didn't
Luke,
have anything to
one thing
drink.
I did know about Luke was that he liked to play music, and this was during a time where the restaurant that Ryan and I currently work at, this was before Ryan's time, where they did like a Friday night happy hour, and they would put a guy on acoustic guitar by the front door,
Oh, really?
and they would do that every Friday night.
Oh,
and
we
they
know
they
about
got this
that.
guy.
By
They got this
where?
guy by the host stand, kinda
Really?
by the front door, and he would just stand there. And usually they would make me go and do sound. They'd make me stop serving my tables, and they'd be like, "It sounds a little trebly," and I'd go and I'd do their amp, and I'd fucking tweak. Like, this guy's coming to perform, but
Now, can I ask
hold on, let me finish.
how
So-
soon or how late it started? Or
probably about 9
ended?
o'clock till about 10
No,
or 11.
not hour-wise when it opened.
What do you want to know?
Oh, when it first probably started opening.
Like I said, years before Ryan even started there. And
Yeah,
it probably
but
went
like
on for like
before
a
COVID,
year.
probably.
Yeah,
Before
probably.
when it first opened.
Oh, it was
kinda?
probably done a year before COVID even happened.
before when it first started.
No, what are you asking
So
me?
it started at 2015. They
I
probably
don't know
played
the
it like
exact year. I
2018.
don't know the exact year. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't before COVID. It was like for a year.
So they just tried it.
They just tried it, and it wasn't bringing in anybody else, and it was weird and awkward because there'd be a guy holding an acoustic guitar by himself, standing against a wall on common ground with no stage,
Right.
playing by the fucking door.
Right. And that's what I was trying to figure out because I can't picture that in that restaurant.
But they had a couple guys that would come on, and there was one guy that came on once or twice a month, and his name was Santino, and he sang beautifully, and he'd play, and me and the manager Sweeney, we would always fucking be like, well, that's our favorite guy, and we loved the songs he played. Well, they asked me a couple times, they're like, you play, right? I mean, you can come, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that in front of my friends that I work here with. I'm not doing that at my job. This is something that is
But you give me 4 beer.
yeah, this is a pleasure thing for me when I play out, and I'm not going to mix business with pleasure at all. But this one guy decided to, this waiter, and I remember the first time he did it, and this guy's name's Luke, like I said, older gentleman, kind of British, or not kind of, he is British.
Could he play?
And no, not even as good as me. He could sing a little better than me, but it was all off key or off tempo. Like, his voice sounded a little better than me, but he didn't know how to find the tempo. His chords were kind of shit. He just played the first time this guy walked up, right, and all they didn't even have like a sound system. They had an aux box that you pulled out from underneath 501, the booth seat, and you ran it along the side, and it was just connected with cables, and it would go straight into the house speakers of the
Wow.
music.
Yep.
Not
That-
even PA speakers,
that
just
makes sense.
house music speakers, and we were blowing them because we weren't built to handle live music at all. And then
Because
this
of the watts
motherfucker,
that go
I would have to
voltage?
walk out the front door and listen to him on the speaker that played outside the front door to eliminate any crowd noise and get some sort of a read on how the guitar sounded. And it was always tinny as shit and had no bass to it whatsoever. And the vocals would always be way louder. And they're like, "Can you not mix this?" I'm like, "There's no mixing board. You're giving this guy a microphone and a line
And you're
in,
putting him through the
and you're
PA
putting him on
system.
a fucking box that's the size of the palm of my hand." And this guy, his first day, he goes, "I don't have like a board or anything. I don't have an amp. I don't got nothing." He went, this guy's so sketchy, went to fucking Sam Ash, bought himself an amp, bought himself a little switchboard, played the gig, earned himself $200, and then returned the gear the next day.
Really?
Yep. That's what he planned on doing. He couldn't afford the gear. He just needed the gear for the gig. Bought it, brand new. Said something's wrong with it. Returned it the next day. I was like, oh, God. Well, he showed up at work fucking within the past week, and he's like, hey, man, how are you? And I haven't seen him in a while, and it was nice to see him. Gave him a hug, and he's like, you still playing? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I mean, like, I play a little bit just with my dad and my brother, and, like, I just don't have the time. He's like, well, I got, like, a duet thing going on down the beach and around, and, you know, this, and you should come out and play with me. You know, yeah, you're always good. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to do that at all. But, you know, he's like, yeah, but just, you know, write down my number. He's like, here's what he goes, let me get your number, and I'll text you. And I go, no, what's your number? I'll write it down.
I don't like dishonest people.
Because I don't want you to bother me. I'll write your number down. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, you know, why wouldn't you maybe go out once every month or two and play like a beachside gig? And then I got to think, I was like, there's just not enough time. I think Ryan and I talk about getting the old cover band back together sometimes. And we have the text thread still going on with the boys. But it's just, there's just not enough time for us to go do what we used to do. Yeah. Where we used to spend a day or two a week practicing.
We'll get together again. It'll have to be organically.
Yeah, I just wish I had the time. But, like, even in a shady circumstance like this where Lucas is like, hey, man, you want to go back and play? And it's like, no, not with you, really. But it gets you thinking. And you're like,
well, you know what?
You kind of miss it. And you're
I could go out and
make $150 on a Friday night by myself.
If you guys really wanted to, like, play or whatever, we could probably play. And we don't have to play hard, and we could take our time. We could probably get together and say, okay.
Point is, there's not enough time.
Well, Thursdays, I mean, you know, doing this show, you know, we don't start till late. Instead of just hanging out back there, we could say, okay, we're going to try to work on songs from.
This is coming from Dad.
No, and I mean, if I'm forced into, and I think I would kind of like it because
that's the thing is like that's why we've never met up on the same page is because Ryan and I mean Ryan maybe a little bit, but neither of us have ever been forced into it.
Well, and that
is there something you want to do and you get obsessed with?
Well, I know, but we like playing guitar. So when you're forced into it, when I say forced, I mean if you're going to join a baseball team, you need to go to practice and you need to show up on game days. Mm-hmm. So you need to go to practice.
You know what would be cool if they ever
do we could start at 12 and say, okay, we're cutting it off at 1:30. Whatever we do from 12 to 1 or 12 to 1:30, and you still got another hour and a half before the show. And say, do you want to try this song? And if we really don't record anything, I'm sure we'll record everything that we're doing just in case and just put it in put it to the cloud. But be like,
now this is going to sound offensive. This is going to sound offensive.
That's fine.
And I'm going to apologize in advance. But Dad, if we haven't done this with the guys that we know can definitely lock down a tune, and we haven't cut out the time to go practice with those said guys that we know can play perfectly with us, how are we going to find the time to, you know, start something brand new and, you know, make sure the three of us are on the same level? You know what I mean?
Like when we first started playing the guitar and
we're going to spend the
really
time
slow and boring and
dude, you know what I just
you know what I mean?
Would be awesome
and gear it up.
If we do like a
because if we do 2 or 3 songs that we feel like we really did good,
yeah,
and then we have 2 beer.
It's a pipe dream to say that the three of us
and we enjoy it. We might say, hey, yeah, maybe we could do something. And then we would know if we want to shut it down. If we wanted to shut it down, we shut it down.
I was like, you know how awesome it would be like to have like Barbara Walters do a 60-minute on Moon Flag when we're 85 years old.
Behind the music.
And it's like behind the music, and they follow us around.
She won't be
and they're in the car, and it's like, well, let's go see what Sleaze is doing, and it takes them 5 minutes to walk to the car.
Barbara Walters is not going to be alive when we're 65.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about Moon Flag. And it's like, yep, this is, and then they bring us back to the old ice cream warehouse, and it's like, this is where it all happened. We're like 85 years old.
I just miss it, man, but it's just like, there's just not enough time anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't have I have other hobbies and stuff that I want to pursue, the podcast.
You're talking about the practice at home for the
And then
thing.
1 or 2
Yeah.
practices a week with the
Well,
band.
by
you know.
yourself or whatever. No, one or whatever.
My
but,
point is, I just don't. It's just
But then I would have to practice a lot on my own during the week just to make sure I can keep up with you guys.
oh yeah,
And that's what
you
you're
would need a lot
talking
of
about
work.
that time at home when you should be doing something else, right?
No, yeah.
So there's that book I've been reading, Atomic Habits, and it's like a New York bestseller. And they talk about, what are your habits and frame if you want to try to do new habits to what you can do. They mention music all the time. And they're like, so for instance, if you really want to learn a song, you need to like figure out how to habit stack and play or practice your guitar with something. But the whole time I was thinking, I was like, man, we inadvertently for the past 18 years have created good habits with our music abilities because we've kept it up. We've always played and that's just what they talk about.
You guys harder than me
Organically.
for sure.
Yeah.
we enjoy when you enjoy it too. Like if you get,
Well,
get a good buzz going, you're like,
and
hey,
the-
let's get the guitars out. you know?
But it's like
I think
nothing
it's
it's nothing for us to just pick up a guitar and just
Exactly,
play,
and that's
that's everything to someone that's just starting out.
and that's the difficulty of what I think in our minds, because what you're talking about, if somebody just wants, you might not be talking about it, but in my mind, what I just read through that you said, if you're just a young person trying to learn, you really have no concept.
No, I'm saying
Us,
as
it's
an
gotta-
experienced
with it-
musician,
but we
who
have
used to
30
be in-
years.
With him, it's
You're-
got to be perfect. It's got to be spot on perfect. And if it's going to be
We're veering-
spot on perfect, it's practice.
We're veering off the exact topic of what the topic is we don't have enough time to go back and do that.
because we got to be perfect.
No, I'm just saying we just don't have enough time.
Pitch perfect.
I don't have time to start a band. That's what this whole segment was about. It doesn't have anything to do with how we can play or how we can't play and how much. It's just the point is there's just not enough time, and it'll probably there's a good chance it'll never happen again. But it makes me think about it, And then I had my work wife was talking about how I didn't know this. Her husband. His brother was the lead singer of a metal band called Burning Tree when I was growing up. They used to play State Theater all
I
the
know
time.
Burning Tree.
So Gary's brother was the lead singer of
No
fucking
way.
Burning Tree.
I thought he looked familiar.
And they had T-shirts and stuff, and they were kind of a notable St. Pete hardcore band. They
That's
played
fun.
a lot of shows. They made a little bit of money in the circuit, a little bit. They went on
Did
tour.
you guys play with them?
They went on. No,
This was after, right?
No, this was before Gaslight. They were playing State Theater 2-3 years before we even came on the scene, and then they started touring up the East Coast. And Gary would go on those tours with his brother, and Gary was kind of not their tour
Adam. He was
manager.
basically Adam.
But yeah, he would go on those tours with them and everything. And she's like, he probably would love to get a band back together. Can you play hardcore guitar? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could play anything really. And I was in a hardcore band at one point for a brief flash. I was like, but if he's got a band that's just looking for one guitar player, I could go in and if it sounded bad as fuck, I would love to lend a guitar to a big sound that could do something like that. But then again, I was just like, where would I find the fucking time?
And then also, you're not that hardcore.
Oh, I never really got into hardcore music, but
Because you're
guitar
not.
playing
You're
is
the
guitar
softest
playing.
person I know.
But no, if you're standing on stage and you're playing in the middle of a fucking racket of hardcore music, you forget that that's maybe not your style. You just go with it, and if they're sounding on and they're sounding great, you just enjoy
It feels
what you're
good.
playing. Yeah, you're just like, fuck, this has got some balls to it. I don't even care if this is my style of music.
Yeah.
But
My body's
and
picking
then
up the waves of this
also
fucking
in that
music.
genre of music, you're playing some things on guitar that are a little tougher than you're used to playing. So you're challenging yourself. It's not like you're fucking off and wasting your time, but you are playing definitely a harder sounding rock and roll.
Well, you're going to have to choose between this new band or my band I was going to pitch to you. It's a Hall & Notes cover band, and me and Dad are going to start it.
I got to play the bass, right?
Well, you can play whatever position
Yeah.
you want,
Jeremy
baby.
said next time we ever get together, I got to play the
That's
bass and
right.
work my
Yeah,
way
you're on
back up.
waivers. Guys, let's take Call Us a Breeze. We're going to take a quick little break before we get into our last segment. So don't go anywhere. We love you guys. Make sure you guys are out there going to checking out David's Pizza, and we thank them for the sponsorship.
David's Pizza.
And
Thank
we'll
you,
be
David.
right back after this break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We love you.
You'd like to put David in your mouth. It is excellent.
Yep. That's not what we're talking. Yeah, we're talking about
David's Pizza.
Right.
David's
David's
Pizza.
pizza in your mouth.
in your mouth. Yeah, in your mouth with.
Great sauce.
Give me the meat lovers.
We'll be right back, guys. Bye.
When I get a serious craving for something I want to eat. I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza, 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 pizza. Every time I want that pizza, 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 I go to David's Pizza.
David's Pizza, 209-477-2677.
Diapers pop.
You fucking idiot. Go!
Well, hey guys, welcome in. Final segment of They Call Us a Breeze. That's Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. Wow. Episode 133. Just out here chilling, guys. Make sure you guys are going out to tigercagemedia.com. Tiger Cage Media channel on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the little bell for notifications before we get out of here. That's right.
I'm just thinking
Brought to you by
something.
David's Pizza.
That's what I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about, David's Pizza?
David's Pizza.
Yeah, and somebody, when they come back into town, I don't want to say it out loud.
David's Pizza.
I'll
After
say it out
the
loud
show.
for you guys. That's our sponsor for this episode. Episode 133 is David's Pizza.
David's Pizza.
Hey,
just out here,
somebody's listening to us live.
Yeah, out here hanging out, guys. Before we go for the night, before I get back into my little lair and I watch.
Dude, there's
hockey.
no sunshine in that place. Like I
There
had
There
no
ain't
idea.
no sunshine in that place.
I kept going out to take a piss just to have the sunlight hit me.
No, Ryan
yesterday.
kept going
Where
out
at?
back yesterday while we were hanging out.
I just
in
need
my
some
bar.
sunlight,
and he just
man.
kept going out the backyard.
I go
to
this
pee.
bar
And I
from
was like,
12 o'clock till
how many times did
9
I say?
o'clock.
How many times did I say? Oh, the sun's still up.
Yeah, the sun's still out. I was like, yeah, dude, I just need a little bit more of it.
Well, you know, you've been in those bars where it's so
that's
dark
what we
inside.
do.
You walk
That's
out,
the
it's
point,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, I forgot how bright it was.
It's called
out
a
here.
time talk. there's
Usually
time
called a
machine.
strip
It's
club.
called Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm.
Keep you indoors.
Look, here's what I'm just saying. I'm not a drinker.
Yeah, but we are. Guys, if they call us a breeze, episode 133. Before we get out of here, man, just got to give it up to our boy Kuch, who's been making all sorts of news lately. I love it. I
For
fucking
his-
love
for
it.
his energy.
Honestly, I
I love
fucking
it.
love it. So Kucherov, number 86 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We just had our All-Star break, you know, and we played the last game we played was the 29th, and then we waited until yesterday, the 7th, to play our next game. And Ryan and I missed it because we were watching Love on the Spectrum. They lost to the New York Rangers 3-1. They're playing the Islanders tonight at 8 o'clock. But, you know, got to give it up to our boy Kucherov. For those of you guys out there that haven't been following the NHL and, you know, the All-Star break, they do the All-Star games, and then they have, like, Team McDavid and Team Matthews and Team so-and-so, and it's like there's different captains they pick at the teams, and then they basically all the best guys from the NHL go and join said respective team. But then there's also like a skills competition, and there's like, you know, they shoot for
Fastest
who's got the
skater.
fastest puck, who has the, and Kucherov went in there and just shit all over the competition, so much to the point where they're even threatening to suspend him for a game because he made a mockery of it. Like, he just didn't, he fanned, like, Mayo was like, dude, did you just see that? Like, we were at work. And
What do you mean? I mean, there's
so
rules,
there's
right?
there's a skill competition.
it's a skills.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
But
And
here's the
shooting-
thing. You get drafted, basically, and you get, you know, if you're a player for the NHL and they decide they want you in the NHL All-Star break and they want you in the games and they
Right.
want you in the skills competitions, you don't really have a say. You just kind of, it's part of your contract. If they want you in, you have to go.
Really?
Kucherov was not having it. He's like, this is a fucking number one bullshit. This is a number one bullshit.
Yeah,
this,
a lot of
this
people-
shit has nothing to do with hockey.
Since Kucherov has pulled that, a lot of people in the NHL or former NHL
They're all-
players,
they're
they come
all
out and they're like, in
fucking-
his defense, like, yeah, no one wants to because, like, you get a week off, and when you get a week off, you want to go do something. It's like a week off in school.
Yeah.
You don't want to be going to class again, and that's what these dudes are doing. They have like a week summer school.
Yeah.
And they have to just
So
be
he
with the
just-
NHL.
Yeah. So he just
so the NHL, yeah,
he went
has
into
a,
the All Stars
yeah.
competition and he didn't try at all because he's the number one fucking guy in the league right now as far as points
So he's
go.
trying to make a point, you think?
I don't think he was trying to make a point. He was just saying, I don't care about your number one bullshit competition. This isn't real hockey. This isn't a hockey game. I don't have to show up for this. And he literally went out there and just like fanned on passes for passing drills. He just laughed at all of it. He didn't care. He was he was made to go, and he acted like some would say, a little brat. And he was like, I don't fucking care about this. This has nothing to do with what I am as a hockey player. I'm told I'm supposed to go and play on my week off, and then now the lynch mob is calling for a suspension or two for Kucherov because he didn't take it seriously.
And Ryan is really wanting to get into the mic and say something.
Let's
so
go.
I'm thinking, and he's going to defend, or I don't know. But
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to play devil's advocate.
I would be like, okay, maybe more and more and more and more players will be like, yeah, I mean, I haven't said anything. I've complied. I've been a servant for 10 years.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of it too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a monkey in a cage. Yeah.
I think the big thing is the location. It was in Toronto, which is
Cold.
well, I think it is the
Leafs
one
capital
of the
award.
well, and it's a huge hockey town. So something that stuck with me when I watched it on ESPN was someone said something. They're like, imagine being a kid in Toronto and Kucherov is your favorite player, and this is the first All-Star game that you've ever been able to get to. And
I
then
read this.
you come
I read
out,
this, yeah.
and then you see your hero
Shit all over the competition.
for no reason. And you're like, man, I really wanted to go watch Kucherov as a Toronto kid growing up.
I get that.
And
That is
he
a
comes
big-
out and he does not perform and he shits on everything. And this just left me, I don't want to
They
see
are selling
Kucherov
tickets
anymore.
at a
And
pretty
I
good
get
price.
that, like, and I get that point because, like, I would not want to let a fan down, and especially when I could absolutely be. I'm there no matter what. So let's put a little bit of effort
then you
in
probably
because
should-
there's kids that have my jerseys on in the stadium that are
So
watching
you probably
me.
should decline as like you've got a lower
But you can't
body
decline,
injury
really.
or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Like
I mean,
Ovechkin didn't go because he
But
just
I
absolutely...
understand totally what Ryan's saying. I mean, these people,
I do too.
these
these
people
little
pay
kids,
good
you know,
money,
and they wanna see-
and they want to see their stars.
But when my team is given a week off and I'm the number one point leader in the fucking NHL, I'm going to take a week off, dude. I need to rest my bones. And if you're going to make me come out for some dog and
also-
pony, if you're going to make me come
Plus,
out
there's a lot of
for
partying.
some dog and pony shit.
Plus, there's a lot of
But
partying that goes on with those
you're paying
All-Stars.
millions of dollars by that exclusive club
Well,
that
and-
owns so many NHL teams, and you know why you're being paid millions of dollars?
And guess what?
Because
You're in the league. You
People
got
that
the
go
best
to
ticket
the
ever.
arenas and watch it on TV and TV revenue.
Seems like
so.
we're,
You kind of owe it. You kind
to
of
the
owe
league
it to the fans.
that gave you the opportunity.
Well, the fans is what generates the money, right?
Right. Yeah.
True story. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think it's a solid 50-50 split here because you guys make a good point and I read that point. And yes, but at the same time,
Like, how bummed would Remy be? Like, if he like,
if I would
watched
have
a
went
team-
to the game,
If you spend a lot of
and
money
you're
and your
from
favorite player
Toronto
didn't show
and
up.
you love Kucherov for some goddamn reason in the past 3 years, and he's now in your city for the first time ever, and you can't necessarily fly out to games in Tampa because you're 12. So you see this guy in the first time, and he's just like, nope. And you're
I'm going to
"This is a
play.
bummer."
I'm going to play half-assed. I ain't
Yeah.
giving him any effort.
And then you're like, well, then I'm going to play half-ass in my league, my little peewee league, because if my favorite player is playing like shit,
exactly. So
but here's where it comes in. He plays good during the games. This shit doesn't matter to him. This is
Well, I
dog-
guess that's where they have to
I hear
learn.
that. I hear that. But he's also got to know where his revenue is coming from. He doesn't make $32 million or whatever he makes a year.
And I think
If
the
people
NHL
don't
is
come
want they
to
want to
the-
prove a
if-
point. They want to prove a point and say, hey, bud, there's no one else that could. That's why we're gonna loft the 1 game suspension because, hey, buddy, like we don't want this in the future.
yeah.
For any other kid to be in
That's
a fan
warranted.
to be like that.
They did that. That's warranted because look, those people coming through the turnstiles are turning it on that channel on their television set is what puts money in their pockets. They need to realize that.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was elitist or whatever. I think it was just maybe it was a bad move.
I think it was just a bad. He was just hungover, probably.
He was
Those
probably just
All-Star
hungover,
games go
and he was
crazy.
Like, fuck, dude, fuck this shit. But yeah, I remember like it was a Saturday night, and like they started doing. He's like, Mayo was like, did you just see Kuch fan on that fucking pass drill? There's no one even around. He just totally fanned on it, and I was like, oh, maybe he's a little rusty. Maybe he's a little whatever. And then I didn't watch the rest of it. And then all I heard was Kucherov shit all over the games. Didn't try at all. Made a mockery of it. And
well, if you guys are talking about it, it's getting back to him.
oh, what? Like I said, I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll keep
Well,
you guys
and
updated.
that's the thing. It's just a bad. I would never want to have that as a person in
Get
my.
back to me.
Yeah,
that
dude,
I
did a shitty job. Like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know.
No,
But
you're
unless
right.
you're just
I mean,
hardcore.
exactly. I mean, you always want to do your best in your job, or impress people. Maybe not impress them so much, regardless of what you're doing. But you don't want anybody to say that he does a shitty job.
Yeah.
Like if you're building something or whatever, you know. And it's like,
Well, the
you
proof's
don't
in the
want
pudding,
to.
as
And
far
if
as-
you're a hockey
yeah.
player or anybody, he's a bad.
Yeah,
he
so it's like he
sucks.
just doesn't care. If he doesn't care about
Yeah,
that, then
yeah,
what
you-
else does
you-
he care about? Does he not care
Right,
about
right.
winning?
You don't want
because he
that
already
coming
won?
back to you.
But you can also make the argument. It's like I'm not
Dude.
gonna twist my ankle. Fucking.
But if you're
doing
a
this
GM,
shit,
if
you
you're
know?
a
should-
GM
then
looking,
you shouldn't play the game.
if you're a
gotta have a
GM
choice.
looking at Kucherov and that's on your resume now, and then you go to a different club and they're like, well, how about that time that you didn't care about anything?
You shouldn't play the game if you
Then
feel
if you
that
don't
way.
care about the All-Star game, then you don't care enough for this club. I'm sorry. We're
It
gonna have
might
to
it might
pass.
progress into something, and we'll keep you guys updated out there if it does. But I think it's just a one-off thing, and,
How
some
old-
people are butthurt
I
about
mean,
it.
he's like
and
34. He
34?
makes $9 a
Should
year.
he
He makes
should know
$9 million
better.
a year. So
You
whatever.
should know better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Business wise, right?
I think it's just some dude trying to stick it to the man and be like, yeah, I'm not going to participate in your dog and pony show. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
there's that
that's
too.
the
Like,
wrong-
that's not a good representation of what my skills are. My skills are best set in a game playing environment, and I'm not
Tampa
going to
Bay.
go one-on-one and show you guys. You know, and maybe there's a little bit of let's play the opposite side of the coin. Maybe there's a little bit of like embarrassment. Like if I know I'm not really strong, just skating up and down the ice by myself where all the cameras are on me and like okay.
Then you should
Okay,
just
here-
like the
here.
NFL.
He plays the best. He's the number one point leader in the NHL right now. He plays in fucking high pressure situations. He does what he does, and he does it good while he's playing in a game atmosphere. I will tell you right now, I know this might not relate or translate, but I will never. I hate doing, and I know I haven't done one in a while, and don't dogpile on me for this. I would much rather have a band around me and play a show than getting up on a stage on a stool by myself and playing acoustic guitar and singing a song by myself. I love and thrive having Ryan there playing bass or guitar, having fucking Aaron there playing bass or guitar, having Kyle on the drums, and I'm the lead singer. Yes, I might be the focal point at sometimes, but that's not the way I think about it. I think about like I have a band of brothers and I have to be the one playing the flute in the front of the war. You know what I mean? Like I'm the piccolo player at the front line. I'm the one gaining everyone's attention by singing the words, but I would never equate that or aspire to take that out solo and go do some fucking acoustic one man. I get embarrassed. I get shy. I don't want all the focus just on me. Kucherov might be thinking the same thing and be like, oh, I play with my team. This is what I do. I'm not a guy that just weaves in and out of fucking orange cones and does these types of, this isn't what I do. I don't work well in that environment. I don't thrive well in that environment. So why are we putting me on national television?
because the NFL is.
But you get my point. Do you get my point?
But that-
though?
that-
Does that make any sense though?
Right. Because the NFL.
That's a
I
good
do,
point,
it
too.
Does. Because the as a corporation,
It's a business. It's a business.
yes, absolutely, and
But to your-
billion-dollar
dude,
business
That's a really
or
good
billions
point,
of
Remy.
dollars they take in. It's like we need you guys all to participate because you are the
I understand
stars
that, and
of
that's
the
why
show.
that's why
But
I'm
also,
conflicted.
to your point too, it's like, okay, if I fucking go gangbusters before the All-Star game, I will be selected for the All-Star game. So if I sandbag a little bit and not get my points up, I won't get elected for that All-Star game. So it's like one of those things where it's like, I hate to do the All-Star game, but if I perform very well, I get called
I'm
up.
automatically going to have to do
So,
it.
but I don't want to do it. So do I slack off in the regular season that matters the most? Like, it's
He's
a
just a
weird
machine that's
and
gonna,
It's a
that
weird thing.
analogy pisses me off because
You
I
should
think
never sandbag anything. You should
you
give
should
it
go
your
balls
all.
to the walls if you fucking twist an ankle or bust a knee.
But he has,
and you have to
he's
be
the fucking
out.
point leader in the fucking NHL. So he's
I
given
know.
all he's
You
got
need to-
on
then-
the ice.
Well,
He
then
doesn't
he
wanna
needs
do
to
these
play.
Now he doesn't get a week
He needs to play
vacation.
unless you got an injury that keeps you off the ice, and I mean a real injury. I mean, he's got to understand where his money comes
I know.
from.
I agree. I agree
You
with
know,
that aspect.
he
of it.
doesn't live in Davis
Do
Islands
not-
or wherever
do
the
not
fuck
bite-
he
don't bite-
Don't mention the Eagles.
Don't bite the hand that feeds. And
Exactly.
that's kind of what he did by and we'll see if he gets
It's an
compensated for
interesting.
that.
It's an interesting
It's
historical
just, I mean, like,
lesson that we all bite the hand that feeds.
overanalyzing
Right?
in a time where we're all gearing up for the fucking Super Bowl, and we're all we're betting the over under on how many
51.
We're betting the over under on how many seconds Taylor Swift is going to be shown in the fucking Super Bowl. But then we
I'm not
have an
betting on
all-star hockey break, and one dude gets so exposed and blown up for just not really giving a shit. It just kind of wonders, like, are we that bored as a nation right now?
So,
Because
How big? My
Since
question.
you brought that up,
That's a
how
good
many
question.
minutes? Or
now, do you hold on? Let me finish my
Minutes
thought.
and
Let me finish my
seconds would-
thought. Do you think this would have been a big, as big of a story as it was if we weren't on a break before the Super Bowl and a hockey break,
Oh, yeah,
where
definitely
no
a break.
actual games were going on and everybody was bored and there was nothing to talk about sports wise for 9 days? And then they have this all-star game
in our local network.
So do you think most of the blow up on this situation is like, well, it's a story and we haven't had any sports stories
I haven't read anything about it
in 9 days?
I
you know?
didn't read
so
that
you gotta,
story.
You gotta consider that too. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was in the paper, but I
Ryan, go.
just didn't
Question.
read about it.
Question, answer.
For this halftime Super Bowl show,
Ursher.
One.
Ursher gonna pop out the ground.
I get that.
Who?
But
Ursher.
do you
Ursher
also
Raymond?
think
Who's that?
Ursher?
Usher? Baby.
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Well, they have Taylor Swift do it. She's right
So this is what I'm getting to. Whoever the production stage manager
there.
is,
She's going to do it.
I almost just
Hang
threw this
on.
show away just now. Are you saying that?
do you think they might have something back up just in case? And then also,
Just in case.
Also-
because it's a really big football game.
Look,
How many-
Here's what, I'm just saying.
how many text messages from Taylor Swift's agent in the first half, and the NFL just offered you $15 million to go down there and sing one song? Okay, that's the first quarter.
She wouldn't do it.
The top of the second quarter.
You
All
don't
right,
think
the
she would?
NFL's offering you $30 million. Okay, now we're 8 minutes out till a
For
halftime show.
3 minutes singing.
Now we're up to $50 million. They're ready to write you the check.
I'm in,
Do you want to
I'm
go
in.
do a
Yeah,
song?
fuck
One
yeah,
song.
she does.
Of course they're going to be running down like a stock market with
If
the ticket
they-
runner. Hey, we'll offer you 40, 50, 60, 80, 5.
If they pulled an audible and tried to get Taylor Swift, if they pulled an audible and tried to get Taylor Swift to do like a halftime,
You know
song
the gear's going to be there
last
just in
minute,
case.
she won't do it. I guarantee you, because she has that weird little Catholic guilt where, like, no, I wasn't booked to play
Unless
here,
they
and I'm not
offer
going to
her-
try
No.
to steal all this attention.
Unless they
money.
offer her $100 million. 2
She's gonna
minutes
say,
before
if
the Super
she
Bowl.
would say, if I was her, I
halftime
would go,
show.
dude, no amount of money is going to let me.
Oh,
play
shit.
Into, no,
I'm gonna
listen,
leave this house.
Listen,
Oh,
no,
well, you-
listen,
no, no,
listen,
no.
listen
Why?
to me.
Then
No,
why she's on
listen to
TV
me.
in the booth
No
all the
amount
time?
of money will let me play into the narcissist comments of me being in the
Narcissist.
Super Bowl.
Plus, no,
listen to
Taylor
me.
is that way. She wouldn't want to steal Usher's.
She's the biggest narcissist.
My
She's
biggest
in every
thing
football picture.
is
every
she would even know that, like, okay,
I wouldn't want
whole
this for
thing-
me.
No, this whole
Yeah.
thing has been controversial, and people are trying to say, like, this NFL is scripted, and I don't want any part of that. I'm just going to watch my boyfriend play football. I don't care if they're going to offer me last minute $100 million to walk down there and do a song.
But they would, and that's a lot of fucking
Because
money.
if I go do that, I'm playing into the whole thing where, like,
Narrative. Oh, yeah.
Taylor just gets everything she wants, and I'm not going to do that because it'll make me look like an asshole that I just interrupted the entire halftime show because I was already at the game.
Unless you prove out in
And
your
that just
lifetime
makes
that
you
you're a great
seem
person.
even more like a wicked witch. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, what about
But she's not.
150
no,
million?
she's not. But she's not going to fucking steal the fucking show away from people.
Are you kidding? She
would
doesn't
not.
care that
She would not
she's
steal the show away from
photoed-
people who
It's
are already
happening. I know it's going to
she's-
happen.
They zoom the picture.
Okay, so we have a bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl. Let's get some over under on whether or not Taylor Swift performs a fucking song, fucking last minute during the halftime show.
Let's do a bet if they
Don't.
cut.
What are you doing?
Let's,
We're
let's
about to get
let's
out
do
of
a
here.
bet
Oh,
if
here
they.
he's getting his wallet out.
Let's do a bet if they cut to her at all.
No shit, they're definitely going to cut to her, dude. Guys, they call us The Breeze. You guys can go ahead and let us know what you think by emailing us out there on they call us The Breeze at Gmail, or just go to our Facebook page. Let us know what you think, Let us know if you think Taylor's going to do a song or not do a song last minute. And we'll all be there watching, and we're not going to be eating ribs, but it's going to be fine anyway. We love you guys so much.
I'll bet you $5 she doesn't.
33 if they call us The Breeze. We'll be back next week, and we'll be back to settle up this final Super Bowl bet. And I love you guys, and we love you guys out there. Thank you so much. And we definitely love David's Pizza. Thank you, David's Pizza.
Thank you,
Thank
David's
you.
Pizza.
Thank you.
Great pizza.
Thank you for sponsoring us.
Yep.
It's
Thank you,
delicious.
David's Pizza. Yep.
David's Pizza.
All right, guys. I guess there's nothing else to say. We're going to get out of here for the day, and we'll be back next week. Make sure you guys are tuning in next week for episode 134. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, and we will see you guys soon.
Later.
All right, good night, everybody. We love you.
Love you. Thanks for tuning in, folks.